Right, my name is Brian Philp and I direct the excavations in Dover, and I'm standing inside what's called the Roman Painted House.
When was the Roman painted house discovered?
It was just 40 years ago. We were excavating ahead of an intended car park and we found this very high status Roman building. It's got underfloor central heating, the hypercourse. It's got finely painted walls, the best anywhere in the empire north of the Alps, and it was later on cut through by the defensive wall of a large Roman fort.
But it's not the only Roman building in Dover, is it, that's still to be discovered?
No, it's not. I think we found 50 Roman buildings in the 40 years that we've been excavating across the town. These are deeply buried, and mostly we've been able to cover them up again and carry on with excavations ahead of developments that are planned.
How important was Dover in Roman times as a town and a port?
It's the principal port of entry of Roman Britain. The name was Dubris. The Roman Navy had a major base here, the Classus Britannica. We found their fort a few years ago, and the Roman Painted House was a large hotel for official travellers.
So this would have housed any people coming from Rome, it would have housed any people coming to look at how the Navy were being deployed, it would have housed visiting centurions and senators?
Yes, all the top brass would stay in this major high status building. They're travelling across the Channel to Roman Britain, and they're going to want to stay in a building of quality, and this is it. And the paintings on the walls relate to the god Bacchus, are of Mediterranean quality.
So how would a visiting Roman dignitary, how would his life compare here, suppose back to his villa in Rome? Would he have been on the fringes of the empire, and would it have not been quite so luxurious, or would he have had a reasonable time here?
This building was of Mediterranean quality, and the paintings herein. The mancios should have been at regular intervals across the empire, so the leading officials, which would include the emperor, would include the governor, would stay in these fine buildings up to the required standard.
Do you know who the most senior Roman dignitary who would have stayed here was?
We think it was probably Septimius Severus, emperor, who visited Britain in 208. This painted house was built just before, and he travelled on up to York to lead the campaigns against the barbarians in the north. So
in the centre of Dover there's the home, temporary as it was, of a Roman emperor?
We think so, certainly, yes, and certainly all the leading officials, the governors and the military leaders would stay here.
Thank you very much indeed.
You're welcome.